A Texas bill has been introduced to fund FDA-approved trials on Ibogaine. It's a psychoactive compound that comes from a tree native to Central Africa. So what exactly is this drug? What can it do? And why haven't more of us heard about it? Our next guest has been vocal about Ibogaine. She's the host of Keeping It Real. It's Jillian Michaels, and she joins me now. Jillian, Ibogaine began to hit my radar just, I would say, in the last month or so. It's been talked about on things like the Joe Rogan Experience, but I still don't know completely what it is. I know that many have received relief, including former Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell, who's testified about the benefits of it. So tell me about Ibogaine.
Well, I actually just had Brian Hubbard on my podcast to talk all about this, and he's one of the gentlemen who's working with the Reed Foundation on the Ibogaine, the Texas Ibogaine Initiative. And it's a root out of Africa that has been used by indigenous people there for thousands of years. And as Brian taught me, they refer to it in their culture as eating God. And the results that the researchers are seeing after only one treatment with Ibogaine on its ability to regenerate the brain up to taking a year off of the age of their brain. And in some cases, I believe it was, I think 5 veterans out of the study took 5 years off of the age of their brain. It helps to regenerate the white matter of their brain. They're seeing a cessation in opioid addiction of rates upward of 80+%. It helps with trauma. I could literally go on, and I'll let you interject here, but it's pretty friggin' incredible. We need this to pass.
I only want to interject, though, for another question, Jillian, and that is, I've seen this testimony by Luttrell. Luttrell, of course, being famous from Lone Survivor, saying that, I believe, taking Ibogaine just once, he was relieved not just of any potential use of opioids, but PTSD, addiction to nicotine or Copenhagen, alcohol. All of a sudden, everything was behind him, I believe, again, after taking Ibogaine once.
That does seem to be the end result of the work that they're doing. And it's legal to utilize Ibogaine in places like Mexico, where individuals, like you're speaking of, and veterans are going down to Mexico to different, clinics, to be quite honest, where they can do this under the appropriate medical supervision, and they're seeing staggering results after one treatment. And in fact, Brian Hubbard just sent me a video that I put in my podcast of a gentleman with Parkinson's who could not walk. And after one treatment of Ibogaine, he was able to walk back and forth across the room, ride a bicycle. Literally, you can see the video. I put it on my show. It's mind-blowing. And the fact that we don't have the ability to do research on this drug here because it's been labeled, it's a Schedule I drug, which means that it is highly addictive, which it's not addictive at all, and it supposedly has no benefits, and it's considered by the people who work with it to be the most sophisticated medicine on the planet.
Well, I'm skeptical of medical cure-alls. I'm skeptical of, honestly, medicine sometimes in general as a cure for whatever it is that ails you out of natural health methods, in the alternative of natural health methods. But that being said, I want to learn more. I want to learn more about Ibogaine. And here's a drug, by the way, that is also now being touted as a cure to many, many things. And unfortunately for me, I do know a lot about this particular drug, and it's nicotine. I want you to listen, Jillian, to Dr. Brian Ardis, on the benefits of nicotine.
Nicotine is a published cure for Parkinson's disease, MS, Alzheimer's, ulcerative colitis, all arthritises, all of them. Psoriatic, gout, osteo, rheumatoid. Did you know it's also a published cure? I already mentioned it, myocarditis. And do you know what they dissolved within 72 hours glioblastoma tumors with? Nicotine.
That is incredible. If true, Jillian, what a statement for nicotine.
I'm a little skeptical of that statement. I have interviewed a host of different experts, both PhDs and MDs, with regard to nicotine, and it absolutely has shown in several studies to have a dramatic impact on people with Parkinson's. But dramatic, not a cure. I believe a 40 to 60% reduction in cases. That said, it is still a drug. It is still something people need to be speaking with their doctor about. It should be done under medical supervision. It's highly addictive. It can raise blood pressure. How much, of course, the dose makes the medicine. I will tell you, I have a little 1 milligram piece
Jillian,
of nicotine gum in my mouth right now.
And the delivery mechanism. We're not talking about smoking. We're talking about nicotine.
No. Exactly. So, for example, I have a 1 milligram piece of nicotine gum. I use it 5 days a week for the potential neuroprotective benefits. It also helps with focus. They saw improvements in focus for people with ADD. It helps with working memory for people with Alzheimer's. And they've seen this in studies. I'm not just making this up. Now, whether it's a cure like this gentleman, this doctor suggested, I've not heard that from anyone I've ever spoken to or interviewed who works in the space. But under the appropriate medical supervision, it can potentially help in a very significant way with cognitive enhancement.
Well, unfortunately, I've run myself as a guinea pig on that enhancement, not with smoking, but like many others, with nicotine pouches. Seeing the ups and the downs. And by the way, like with any drug, there are both ups and downs when it comes to nicotine. All right, great conversation, Jillian. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.